Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Flavor in Your Ear podcast. Another episode, new year, 2022. Kicking it off right. We got my man Nick Taylor here, special guest.
What's good?
We got my boy Jay, as usual, always in the
What's
building. And today, man, we got an epic story. We got an epic story. I think this is super unique. Your story, man, is one of a kind.
Yes, sir.
All right, it definitely is one of a kind. Let's talk about. Let's kick it into high gear of obviously CFL, played at FIU, state champion at Norland, big time basketball program. So let's talk about that. You know, you played with Norland basketball,
Yes, sir.
right? But you also played a little football.
Also play a little.
Football. So let's talk about your career at Norland. Let's talk about how you ended up choosing basketball and not playing football at Norland, right? After your sophomore year, correct?
Yep.
So let's talk about that. Let's get into that.
Basically, man, I got the Norland 2002, 2003 year,
Right.
and my mindset was totally on
Were you originally recruited?
to Norland.
Yeah.
Well,
Or that was homeschool.
that's homeschool. I went to Norland Middle, so
Okay,
naturally I was already in my mind. I'm going to Norland High.
Got it.
That's when it used to work like that, where people used to just go wherever they corresponded.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
it's totally different.
That's true.
People-
2003 is still kind of you're going to your home.
Good old
Besides
days.
pace, yeah, it was different back then. Like you went to your school for the most part.
Well, Miami High too.
Yeah, Miami High.
Miami High wasn't-
That or in
For
my
the-
case, we falsified my address.
Yeah, so for the most part, you went to your local school. So,
Right.
but Norland was right there for me. I mean, that's the only place I really wanted to go to anyway.
Okay.
All my friends went to Norland Middle, so it was cool.
Yeah.
So, that first year I went there, basketball was on my mind. I played football 8th grade, but we played for the local Optimist. Was North Dade Optimist football, but basketball was on my mind for 9th grade because I was like 5 feet, 105 pounds. I'm looking at
Right.
people at high school.
Yeah, too big.
They're huge. I'm like, ain't no way.
Uh-huh.
Ain't no way. But so I just started basketball and I wanted to play JV basketball that year. And I was starting, playing early, and then I had like knee problems. I'm guessing now because I was growing. That summer I grew like 6 inches. I went to like 5'1" to like 5'7".
Damn. Okay.
So I was like, okay,
The growth
perfect.
spurt.
Yeah, so that year was horrible as a 9th grade. I could play ball, but my knee was giving me problems. I'm like, yo, this ain't it.
And you wasn't playing football yet.
No, I wasn't playing football yet. I was like, man, this is hard. My knee is crap.
Right.
So I was like, whatever. Made it through that season. That next summer, I was like, man, I got a little size now. I'm getting back to football. That's what I've been playing boat sports my whole life.
Right.
I'm getting back to football. So I went out there for the football team. Made it. I was actually playing receiver
Okay.
that year.
Speed.
But they were trying to play other people over me. I was like, I'm going to go back and play DB. Went to play DB, got interception my first game, pick 6.
Damn.
I was like, all right, I'm just going to stick to DB.
Right.
So then that was JV. So I was actually, the season ended, but they were moving me up to varsity anyway. But basketball was coming around. I'm like, well, they moved me up to varsity, but it's the end of the year. It ain't nothing I could do. Whatever.
Right.
I'm going to go play basketball. And then I was going to play basketball, and literally like the first couple days back to JV basketball, coach had us running like we were on a track team.
Yeah.
I say, oh, heck no.
That condition.
Nah.
They really don't run that much in football, do they?
You running football, but not the way our coach had us running in basketball. He had us running stairs of 15-minute increments for 4 times.
Yeah. just straight,
Nonstop.
Nonstop.
Stairs. Then he came outside. We had to run around the school. We had to go on the court. We had to run 20 down and backs.
I know all about that.
I say, I'm done. I'm going back to football. And then literally that day, I'm about to quit. I say, I'm done. And my old friend that I grew up with, played Norland Middle with, he was at Norland High for our first year. He came riding by on his bike. He transferred to Northwestern. And then I was just sitting on the bench. He was like, man, we about to dog. He was on his little sister bike, little huffy bike.
Little huffy bike.
Yeah, it was a little sister bike. No, it was a beach cruiser. I'm lying, beach cruiser. He rolled back around like, yeah, we gonna bust y'all behinds when we see y'all. I say,
Oh, I ain't quitting now.
just for you, I'm gonna stay on this team.
Yep.
And I'm gonna bust your ass.
I'm gonna bust your ass.
Damn.
And then literally, I was playing JV for like the first 4 games, and I'm killing it. And then we had a new coach come to our school that year. His first year, he came on named Lawton Williams. You know
Right.
Lawton. And Lawton took over the
If you're from Miami, you know Norland.
Yeah, he took over the varsity team. So he was like, they were turning the ball over on the varsity squad. They was just turning the ball over. They were losing games because they point guard play was horrible. Just couldn't. Turning the ball over all game. So he was like, I'm going to grab that little midget off the JV team and I'm bring him up to varsity. They're like, you ain't bringing him up on the varsity. Yeah, I'm bringing him up to varsity and I'm not bringing him up here to sit down. Wow. So he literally brought me up after like 4 games of JV and I started. Came up, didn't turn the ball over, and that was just like the start of.
You wasn't phased.
Yeah, that was just the start of like building the program up, and I was just became his guy. 10th grader, I got to grow up with all the other 10th graders that was on the team, 11th graders. We were practically a young team. We had a couple seniors, but we know where the team was going.
Right.
It was building. It was building, yeah. So literally, that was it. And then I was just on the team from then, and then
2 state titles.
One. We should have won 2.
Right, so I thought you went to 2, right?
What happened there?
Our 11th grade year, we're the favorites. Well, we beat the favorites. We're the top teams. So we beat the favorites, Boyd Anderson, in the 2nd round of the playoffs.
Okay.
So the 3rd round, we got Ely to go to state.
Well, that was, what year was this?
2005.
Oh, Ely was good that year.
Yeah, they had Avery Holly.
Yeah, they were nasty that year, yeah.
They were
loaded.
But we didn't think they were good. They lost to BA, was busting their ass all season.
Okay.
So we just beat BA.
BA's usually good too.
BA's the number 1 school. They got Ryan Reed. I believe he went to Florida State. Like, okay, we just beat them.
Ely was pressing.
We just beat them, and then we just did a couple things different that week going into that, preparing for that Ely game than we normally usually do as a Norland basketball team. Like, we're going to play man. We're going to lock you up. We're going to press you all game, full court. We're going to drive you guys crazy. We're going to force you to turnovers. And then our big man, Peacock, is going to eat. Yeah. That we came out with a different game plan. We're going to play zone to start the game. They came out and shot a logo 3, another logo 3. It was 6-zip. They just set the whole momentum of the game off from the get-go. And then we tried to come out of it later on, go into a man defense. And we started slowing down their guards. We got the guards under control. And by that time, their big man took over. It was a wrap.
Yeah.
Try to fight back. Ely ended up going up there to the state, getting their behinds, wasting our time. Well, we know we would have won the championship. Miami High ended up winning that year, I believe.
Yep, 05. Yeah.
Dwayne Collins,
Aaron Rios.
They did not want to play us. We already beat them that year.
Damn, even I heard about those 2. I remember back in the day.
They beat us in the GMAC, but our best player got hurt, and they only beat us by like 3.
I was there.
They beat us by like 3 or 2.
You were on that team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
I was there.
Holy shit.
That's why I'm staying quiet. That's why I'm just staying quiet.
They did not want to play us.
That's why I'm staying quiet.
Danny, you were shivering, huh? You didn't want to play this man, huh?
We all the smoke.
All right.
They did not want to play us. Everybody else, they knew they could take.
I stay quiet. We'll stay right here. Just sit on my chair.
Yeah. So
my Tito's.
Let me get you a refill, Danny.
Everybody else, they knew they could handle it quite easily. Us, it was going to be a battle. I'm not going to say we were going to win, but it was going to go back and forth.
It would have been a good game. I mean, there was already a rivalry between Peacock and Dwayne.
And
who was going to have a better career.
And I had a little thing in my own head, well, Rios ain't going to go off on me.
Yeah, well, Rios, he had his days.
When we played him at Norland, we won that game.
Rios is the kind of guy, like, if you talk to him, it's when he's going to go for 40.
Oh, I talk.
Your best scenario is just to stay quiet.
Oh, you know me. I'm talking shit the whole game.
But if this man stuck with the team just to be able to play him a couple times. This guy,
he's the top player.
He keep a list, huh?
He ain't all that. But he was really good.
It's funny because a lot of people thought Asbury was the top player at that time.
He was young.
No.
He was a senior. He was a senior that year. But y'all had the 10th grader, WAP.
Wop was savage. Yeah,
he was really good.
Wop was savage.
He was really good. I don't know what ended up happening to him.
He left. He went to Chaminade.
He was really good.
I think it was Northwestern. And then
what position
Chaminade.
did that kid play?
Small forward.
Like a small forward. We were huge though.
But they were tall, long.
Yeah, we were huge.
But he was the stud on the team to me.
He was. Mm-hmm. He was because he was the asshole. Like he was
he was that guy.
Yeah, he was the guy.
So we ended up losing that year.
But Dwayne was really the guy.
He was really just a beast. Just dunk everything.
You couldn't throw a bad alley-oop.
Yeah. It was no such.
That shit could be back here. He was gonna get it.
No such thing as a layup.
Yeah.
He was like Blake Griffin back then.
Yeah. Man, those were the good days in Miami, man. When we had what's his name too? Was at South Miami with Asbury, the big man with the Cincinnati.
Herrera.
Herrera.
Yeah, he dunked on me.
He dunked on you?
in the summer league.
That's
game.
fair though. He like 7 foot though.
But it was because my guard threw up some layup off the backboard, missed badly. They got in transition, and they missed the layup.
Oh, you tried to chase him down?
No,
Oh.
I'm back on defense.
Oh, okay. I
On
was
a
about to say, you didn't know you ain't chasing him down.
two on one break. I'm on defense, getting back. I'm guarding it.
Oh,
Perfectly.
you were trying to take a charge.
No, I'm just guarding it perfectly. I'm in the lane, bum, jabbing, getting back. And they missed the layup. And I was like, oh, this is my board. I got
Oh, okay.
Shit.
my fucking
Yeah, that's
board.
the worst way to get
this is
dunked
my
on.
board.
Yeah.
Oh, on top of my head. I was like, all right, you got it.
Next thing you know,
But he's 7 foot. I'm like, does that even count? I'm 5'8". That don't
So
even count.
let's talk about this decision because I've read, we've talked about it, but I've read that. Okay, so by the time you were a sophomore is when you had to pick football or basketball, right? Going into junior year?
No, it was going into. Yep, it was going into junior year.
Yeah, I remember reading about it and we talked about it. So
Yep. But it was more senior year, like, okay, I'm going to get back senior year anyway. But it was junior year.
So obviously
It was junior year, you're right.
So obviously you've had a great career in the CFL, and we're going to talk about that. And with your one pro day, which we're going to get into, do you regret? Or let's just say, not even just regret, but do you have like a feeling?
Yes,
like
I do regret.
Okay, so if you would have played, you think if you would have played the 2 years at Norland, ultimately you would have just played college football instead of basketball.
Yeah, just because I know the player I am and the person I am and how I always was in football. I always was a player. Playmaker.
Football players are more competitive.
I was a playmaker. I made plays happen. Like back then, especially, my whole thing, I'm gonna get the ball. You throw the ball enough, I'm gonna find a way to get an interception back then. Like,
how good was Norland at that time?
They won a championship my first year, 9th grade, and then after that, they kind of
fell off
a little bit. But they were like middle of the road.
Different coach?
Nope, same coach. Middle of the road team. They were still winning games, but they weren't as dominant as they was that first year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. I definitely regret it because I definitely thought if I stuck to it, I had to look back. But then I also could look back and say, well, I could have played that year and got an injury that derailed me from not even having a chance later on in life. So I can look at it both ways.
That's a mindset thing.
You can always look at it both ways, but as I looked at it, later on, I was like, darn, if I just stuck to football, with what I end up doing on my pro day or whatnot, if I was on that track later on, I might have been an easily 2nd, 3rd round pick, guaranteed money, this, that.
Yeah.
I just, that's a different route I had to go. It's, it sucks sometimes.
And you would have been on a different pro day too. Like I don't want to be disrespectful to FIU.
Yeah,
but you might have gone to a better school.
I might have went to a better school.
Yeah, and a pro day at a better school is different.
Yeah,
it hits different. Yeah.
Definitely. But even if I did go to FIU and I put up the numbers I did.
Who was the coach at the time when you played at FIU?
FIU football.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. No, it was Cristobal.
Yeah, right. That's what I was.
Cristobal.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cristobal. We're about the same age. That's why I figured at that time
it was Cristobal. Definitely Cristobal.
He was the one that gave you shit about coming on the pro day?
No, it was just one of the assistants.
Oh, okay. Because I remember you telling me somebody gave you shit.
One of the assistants. I just went upstairs to the the football operational room, and I'm just trying to get a workout. I played basketball.
Right. Yeah,
it's not like
you're an athlete. You're an athlete.
Yeah, you're an athlete.
I'm not like somebody regular just walking in. I played college basketball for the school for 2 years, and I started. Not like, just anybody.
Right.
You literally take 15 minutes to say, hey, guy, we'll work you out. 15 minutes. We can see. You literally could tell if a guy could play football in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
From his movements. You do this drill, that drill. You got a chance.
But most of those drills are based off like agility, speed.
Agility, speed.
Because that's what I see how you mainly got noticed.
Yeah, and then they throw you the ball here and there, this way, that way, and see how you go get it, how you move.
Right.
Oh, he could play. Oh, he can't play. Oh, we might have a chance with him. Might not.
So let's transition after we get out of Norland. You won the state title. You got your whole what's your process when you graduate? You say I'm going to FIU. Did you already obviously you came on as a walk-on. Did you already talk to them?
Yeah, so
Lawton talked to them?
Yeah, Lawton talked to him. I already talked to him because we used to play our summer league games at FIU.
Okay.
So the head coach there at that time was my guy, Rocco. Rocco was the head coach at that time. So he always seen me at the FIU summer leagues. I played pretty good there.
Shout out to Rocco. He's at Sanford right now.
And he always, always talked to me, always liked me. So he always had a keen interest in and bring me around, having me there. So basically, I spoke to them. They was just like, we like Nick.
Yeah.
We want to get him in here. We have no more scholarships. Our scholarships are all gone right now. They were going through some
But you had the
investigation where they lost a few scholarships.
I think that was caused by the shaky situation. I'm not sure.
That might have been it.
I think
It might have been it.
because I know his was in the 90s, but I think it carried over for a few years.
Yeah, it might have been it. I don't know what it was. I don't remember at that time, but Rocco wanted me to come along.
Rest in peace, Shaky.
Rest in peace, Shaky. Rocco wanted. We beat him when he was at Crop to go to state that year.
For real?
06. They had Orange Chin.
Orange Chin, I remember
Shaky's son.
Yep. Max Groby.
The lefty. The lefty Santa Cologne.
Oh, Cologne. Yeah.
And then they had Javi. Javi.
That was a good year, bro.
They were really good.
That team was loaded.
We played them 5 times that year. We beat them 3 times to 2.